Hey guys, how's everything going? This is JSer. In a previous video about accessibility, I've built a very simple toggle component to demonstrate how important it is to add the right semantics by setting ARIA rows and labels properties. For this video, let's try to cover all the ARIA rows, like briefly look through all of them. So for ARIA technologies, basically there are two parts. One of them is ARIA rows, and the next one is ARIA state and property. And I should put it like this is component level. See basically what it is, and for the states and properties, it's like a refinement. Say what's the detailed information this component has. Okay, let's start. The first one, alert. Alert row is for important time-sensitive information. The alert is type of status. Yeah, it means alert is very important stuff. Like when we remember, there's Bootstrap. When I remember the Bootstrap, there's docs. There's colors, I guess. No, text. Wait a minute. It's content, typography, alert. I think it's typography. No. Alerts. Yeah, this is alerts actually. Yeah, it's kind of like a very important, right? This is called alert. Yeah, row. You can see. Oh, this one is nice. So Bootstrap actually has this nice row. Provide contextual feedback message for typical user actions with handful available and flexible alert messages. This is why I got it. So this is alert. The alert row is added to the node containing an alert message, not the element causing the alert to be triggered. Yeah, this is obvious. If an element has row about alert and display none, set when the display value is changed with CSS or JavaScript, it automatically triggers the string readers to read out the content. Oh, I see. This is interesting. So yeah. Okay. This will trigger when the element becomes visible. The reader will just like alert. This is really an alert. While triggering an alert via CSS alone is possible, it is better to play rely on JavaScript. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, this is alert. Trigger it. Screen reader will read it. Nice. So this sometimes it is useful to add an alert to an element that is already visible rather than creating a new element. This allows the developer to reiterate information that has become more relevant or urgent to user. For example, a form control may have instructions about the expected value. If a different value is entered, row alert can be added to the instruction text. Interesting. Making an element with alert row visible. Nice. So yeah, this is alert. Cool. Next one, alert dialog. Alert dialog row is to be used on modal alert dialogs to interrupt users' workflow to communicate an important message or require a response. Yeah, alert dialog is alert plus dialog. It's more important, I would say, right? It's just blocking the whole, because it's a dialog, it blocks the user interaction. Being type of dialog, the dialog row state properties applicable. This is urgent, interrupting user's flow. Alert dialog must always be modal. Yeah. The alert dialog must have at least one focusable control. Confirm, close, or cancel. It's not to be used for other dialogs. Yeah. Adding itself is not sufficient to make accessible. We need to properly labeled. Keyboard focus must be managed correctly. Yeah, focus trapping. I've done an episode about focus trapping in my previous video. You can search on that. The alert dialog must have an accessible name defined with ARIA label or ARIA labeled by. The alert dialog text must have an accessible description using ARIA described by. These are two something. I'm not sure what they are. Let's open it. So this is a basic alert dialog. Dialog ARIA labeled by, dialog title, ARIA described by, dialog descript. So labeled by and described by are some ID reference to the ID. You definitely want to display them, right? So it's visible. So the title and description must be somewhere. So you just reference them. Interesting. I got it. Okay. This is it adds the document inside and set the tab index. So this one is accessible, is focusable. Confirmation dialog with two options. Oh yeah, confirmation needs action. Alert, yeah, row alert dialog. ARIA modal, it's modal, it should be true. ARIA labeled by, described by, confirmation, blah blah blah. Yeah, interesting. Application. So the application means an element and all of its children should be treated similar to a desktop application, and no traditional HTML interpretation techniques should be used. This role should only be used to define very dynamic and desktop-like web applications. I don't know what it is. What's the use case? Desktop application. Okay, in this mode, the web author is completely responsible for handling any and all keyboard input, focus management, blah blah blah. So my understanding on this is that if your web application is not document centric, like basically if you're building a web app, you're displaying some information, either it's a post or some other blog or a video, something from other social network, it just displays some information. That's some perfect use case for like assistive technologies, right? Just displaying some information and read it out perfectly for the needed users. But if your app is not document centric, it's like it's mentioned here. If you are building some custom keyboard experience, it makes no sense to read it out for the users, right? Why would you read out a keyboard for user? So it's totally makes sense. So this is called this row application is indicate that okay, stop using ATs here, and this is not something you want to read out. But it doesn't mean that it should not be. It means that the part of here is that the author of this widget will be handling them, but will be responsible for them. It's not meaning hidden. Cool. Let's go to the next one. Article. Article row indicates a section of page that could be easily stand on its own on a page. I think you should use the semantic element called article, right? There's article for that. Yeah, I said use article. Yeah, don't use this one. Use article. I said banner. Banner is something for promotion, right? It's pretty common in EC. Yeah. By default, header has an identical meaning to banner. Really? Unless it's descendant. Okay. At which point header exposes a generic rule. But there could be some banner on other location, not on the global side header, right? Yeah, most of the time it's top of the page. Logo, blah blah blah, row banner, landmark. Can identify header elements of a page as the banner if it is descendant of a body element and not nested with article, aside, main, nav, or section. Each page should be limited to a single element with a row of banner. Cool. Here is a fake simple banner with a skip to a navigation link, a logo, a title, and subtitle. This is the main header for the site. We added a banner and a mark. Oh, okay. If you use header, you will be automatically treated as banner. Okay. So yeah, so basically header is good enough. Button. Why we use row button? Just use button unless it is not a button. Yeah, use button. Adding a button tells assistive technology that this element is a button, but provides no button functionality. Yeah, this is a div, and tab, meaning it's focusable, row is button, pressed, false. The above example creates a focusable button, but requires JavaScript to include appearance, yeah? If you want to create some custom button with a row button, you will need to make the element focusable and define event handlers to click and key down. This including handling enter, and a space. Wow, yeah, this is something you don't want, just to use a button. In addition to the ordinary button, row button should be included when creating a toggle button, as we created in the last video, or using a non-button element. Yeah. All descendants are presentational. What does it mean by presentational? There are some types of user interface component, blah blah blah, can only context text. So, for example, this one, we have a row button and a heading inside. Because descendants of button are all presentational, this is the equivalent to this. Yeah, row presentational. From a AT's perspective, headings does not exist because this is presentational. It means transparent without doing nothing, right? Yeah, this is interesting. Cell being a cell in a tabular container that does not contain column or row header information. Row, yeah, okay. So this is a row, this is a cell. A better, more semantic way of writing cells use TD. Yeah, why don't you use this? Yeah, maybe we want something more flexible layout. This is totally valid. The element with row cell is a cell within a row, optionally within a row group. Yep. Okay. Checkbox. Just use a checkbox, I would say. Don't create anything out of the box. Use the native. Column header. Column header identifies an element as being a cell or in a row contains header information for a column. TH. Okay, just use TH, I guess. And it has something called ARIA sort. Indicates if a column is sorted. Yeah. And combo box. Combo box controls another element such as a list box or grid that can dynamically pop up to help user to set the value of input. It's not drop down. It is so. So it's actually just it is the drop down menu. Expanded or something. Yeah, combo. It's called combo box. Oh, okay. There's the select or something. Selection. Select is combo box. Oh, it should not be used. So okay, it's abstract row. It's included here for completeness. It should not be used. Oh, okay, do not use. Okay, so we should use list box, menu, something like that. So what is combo box? Is there an example? Okay, so label. This is a combo input. Input is a combo box. I see what it is. So it means a widget. It's not a select, and it's just some customs like suggestion list, something like that. When you focus to some layer will be popped out. Oh yeah, as I said, is a input that controls another element such as list box or grid. Okay, so it's combo box. ARIA owns this. ARIA autocomplete, ARIA expanded, data active. Oh, yeah. ARIA active descendant item 1. Wow, it's so complex. Cool. Let's go to the next one. Command. Command defines a widget that performs an action but does not receive input data. It's abstract, so we'll also the instances could be row, button, link, and menu item. Yeah, there's some things to do. Complementary is used to designate a supporting section that relates to the main content. Yet can stand alone when separated. These sections are frequently represented as sidebars or call-out boxes. Aside, yeah, use aside. Composite is abstract. It could be grid, select, spin button, tab list. So yeah, it's some composition of select composition of children. Content info defines a footer containing identifying information such as copyright. Okay, just use footer, right? Yeah. Content info and definition. Definition means indicate the element is a definition of a term or concept. Oh, this is interesting. Oh, we should use DFN. This is the first time I heard of this. What is DFN? DFN is definition. So this is a definition. A validator is a program definition used to indicate the term be defined with the context of a definition phrase or sentence. So this is a definition sentence and this is the term. Interesting. So this is a definition and this is the term. Okay. Oh no, this is the definition. This is the term. So actually, it's the equivalent to this one. This is the term and definition. We could omit it. Interesting. This is actually pretty important because this is extra semantics we cannot easily express, right? Dialog. Dialog, yeah, if it is dialog, use dialog. And we also have a native dialog element already, right? Okay. Separate content or UI from the rest of the web page. Okay. Next one, document. A document is a focusable content within complex composite widgets or application for which assistive technologies can switch reading context back to reading mode. Okay. Document row is the top container containing content that assistive technology users may want to browse in reading mode. Only useful on focusable sections within complex composite widgets. Okay. This example shows a dialog, a complex composite widget row with some controls and a section with some information text that AT users can go into reading mode when tapped to. So document row is only useful for focusable elements within a widget or application that should be read as static rich text. Okay. So this is an example row document. Focusable content within complex composite widgets for which I'm not quite sure why it is necessary. An example is Gmail and the single conversation view. Gmail is a web app. When Gmail, blah, 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 keyboard focus is set on the starting heading of a single conversation. The screen reader users can use the reading mode command to read through the message, expand or collapse them, and manipulate them. Once focus returns to the message list, either by activating blah, 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 direct application interaction mode is invoked again, and the users can move a different conversation. So basically, it means that this one should be read, right? Document without skipping them. Feed row. Feed row is a dynamic scrollable list of articles. So this one is feed, and ARIA busy, ARIA pause inset, ARIA set size. Okay. A feed is type of list, and articles, yeah, feed means the timeline feed in your Facebook, Twitter, something like that. Feed is a container of articles. Each article within a feed should be focusable with tab index 0 or -1. Yeah. An article should be scrolled into when in view when it or descendant element receive focus. Yep. If an addition of articles occupies the main browser thread, make sure set ARIA busy to true on the feed itself, and make sure to set it back to false when processing ends. ARIA busy, or the user may not see the updates. What does it mean? ARIA busy. Yeah, just updating, right? Yeah, when it is updating. Okay. Let's see if Twitter has done something similar. Like this one. ARIA, if this ARIA here. H1. This is timeline, ARIA label. Okay, this is the container. So it is not using any accessible tree. Yeah, it's not, right? It's generic. It doesn't add any ARIA label for that. Okay, anyway, let's go to figure. Figure is, I think, a forward image, right? But we just use the figure, used it. Yeah, we don't need, don't use this one. Use semantics. Figure form, use form, I guess. Don't use ARIA. So there's some old technology. Generic, nameless container element which has no semantic meaning for on its own. So this default. Yeah, we should not use it. Generic and grid. Grid row is a widget that contains one or more rows of cells. The position of each cell is significant and it can be focused using keyboard input. Table row is grid. Interesting. A grid widget contains one or more rows. While it does not imply a specific visual presentation, it implies a relationship among the elements. Users fall into two categories: presenting a tabular information, data grids, and grouping other widgets, layout grids. If both data grids and layout grids employ the same ARIA row states and properties, difference in their content and purpose of surface factors that are important to consider in keyboard interaction design. Cell elements have the row grid cell, unless they are row or column header. Then the elements are row header and column header. Okay, so it means that a grid contains one or more rows of cells. So if there's a row of cells, then it's a grid. There's more rows, then it's a grid. The grid implies keyboard navigation with keys. Move focus to right, down, Okay. Wow. This is pretty complex. This is a calendar, then it's row, grid. Oh yes, you can see that we can change the focus like this. Okay. Shift, Control N. There's Control A. Cannot select it. Interesting. This is really interesting. Grid, column header, yeah. And this is row header. TD. because it cannot be focused, so we use tab -1. It could be focused by script, but here we actually should implement the logic of navigation. Interesting. Okay, so grid. Grid cell covered. Group. What is group? A group row identify a set of user interface object that is not intended to be included in a page summary or table of contents by assistive technologies. What does it mean? Group. Field set elements. The group document structure row is used to identify a set of user interface objects which, as compared to region, is not intended to be included. So it's kind of like an abstract role, right? But it's not abstract. It's for grouping purpose. It's not for direct component readout purpose. But yeah, just like button groups, I guess. So this is animals tree, animal, and this one animal group, row this group. Inside of it, it's cats, and owns cats group, something like that. This one cat group, row this group. Menu. Okay, this one is better. Yeah, this one menu group is easier to understand. We have a bunch of menus, and there should be some separator, I guess. So for email, inbox, archive, trash, and then some custom folder group. Oh yeah, this one is good. Heading. Use semantics, I would say. Use this, don't use this. Okay, heading. Image. Just use image, right? For SVG elements, yeah, it's good to use image. Also, for div, use the image to in certain cases. Yeah, you cannot read it out. This emoji, blah blah blah. Okay, this is what is image. So it's possible that it is a valid case. Input, just use input. This is abstract, yeah. Landmark, abstract, yeah. But itself is interesting. Why we call it landmark? It means an important subsection of a page. Link. Use anchor link, right? List. Yeah, use list semantics. List box. List row is for a list which user may select one or more items which are static and not like select may contain images. Is there an example? A single select list box that use ARIA active descendant. Yeah, this is perfect use case for select. I still don't see the difference. It could contain images. Okay. So it's more advanced to select. List item. Is the item a list box? I guess. Yeah. List is. Yeah. List item. Use the list item. Log. This is interesting. A log row is used to identify an element that creates a live region where new information is added in meaningful order. Okay. And main is use the semantic main. Yeah. Mark means highlighted or for reference or notation purpose. Use mark element. I don't even know there's a mark element. This is a command. Mark end of the guitar solo, thread 1. Okay. Highlighted. Yeah, there are some apps like Medium allows you to do the inline annotation, and this mark is perfect for that case. Marquee. This one is already deprecated, right? I guess. None. A marquee is type of a live region containing non-essential information which changes frequently. Okay. I don't think it's a really good idea to use this one. Math. It's for math. Math ML? Yeah, math. Menu. It's not complicated. It's not completed. It's for menu, I guess. Menu bar. Menu bar. Menu item checkbox. Oh, okay. It's a menu item. It's a menu, and we can toggle it like Twitter, I guess. There's a menu. Let's see if there's a menu. More. No. Okay. Display. No. No such thing. Ooh. Okay. But there are some menus. We can, like when we when we open the menu and then there's a toggle. I saw that somewhere. This is radio. Yeah. Something similar. Radio box. Meter. Native meter. What is meter? Okay. This is kind of meter. Okay. Use it. Navigation rule. I think use nav, right? Use nav. Yeah. None. What does none mean? Presentational. Yeah. It's not hidden. It's none. None. Presentation. Yeah, it's the same. Note. Okay, note. Auxiliary to the main content. So not main content, I guess. Option. Selectable items in a list box. Okay. Presentation, we've already covered. It's just for content purpose. It's not for semantics purpose. Progress bar. It's kind of like meter, but it indicates some progress. Oh yeah, this progress bar has some semantics. Mean value, value max, value now. Radio. Use the radio use the radio. Radio group, use it. Range, use the range. Region, use the region. Row type. Abstract, yeah. Okay. Row. I think it should use row. Use the row, yeah. Row group, head, scroll bar. Scroll bar is interesting. Scroll bar is a graphical object. Oh yeah, people might be customizing the scroll bar. Yeah. Yeah, so it means that it's not very easy to implement a scroll bar. We need to handle all those behaviors by ourselves. It's tricky. Say like if there's a scroll bar in Twitter. No, use just default. Don't do that, I guess. Don't create some scroll bar. Search, interesting. Form, row, search. Okay, like for Twitter, this one is for search. So is it adding the row here? Let's see. Input row combo box. Oh yeah, because this is this combo box. Yeah, interesting. Search form, use the search row instead of form row. Search box. So the input within the form, search form. So yeah, okay. Section, use the section. Section head. It's abstract. Select, I think use the select, right? That's abstract. Separator, interesting. We can use this or use some other div, I guess. It could be separator. We have a few to go. Slider. We use, I think there's a slider. Yeah, use the range. Yeah. Spin button. Defines a range that expects the user to select a value from among discrete choices. What is that? Use type of number. Oh, okay. Just use the semantics. Status. Live region contingent is not important enough to be an alert. Okay. Like if it is alive or not, right? Something like that. Document structural row. Okay, they basically have these semantics, so use them. Structure row. Abstract. Suggestion, I think this is also abstract. No, God. This is for proposal of an edible document. I think for Wikipedia or something. Switch, we've covered in the demo, so yeah, just the basic switch toggle. tab, a lot of tabs, yeah. Tab list, tab panel. Okay. Table, I think use table, use semantics. Tab list is the container for tabs. The tab content that referred as tab panel. When implement a tab, tab list, tab panel are used. Tabs are a set of layered section of content known as tab panels that displayed. Each tab in a tab list serves as a label for one tab panel. Oh, okay. Is an example? No. Okay. Oh, shit. So the tab is the tab, and tab list. A tab is a tab. A group of tab is tab list, and when it is selected, the tab panel should be updated as well. So the tab panel is the content. And it has ARIA selected. Yeah, tab panel is the content area. Term. Yeah, DFN. Text box. Input, right? Use input. So there's nothing necessary for this one, I guess. Yeah, use input. Timer. Okay, if you're building a timer, use timer. Toolbar. If it is toolbar, use a toolbar. Tooltip. This is interesting. Tooltip never receives focus. In not tabbing order, a tooltip cannot contain interactive elements like links, input, or buttons. Okay. Here's an example of a label. This is a tooltip. And described by this tooltip, this is a tooltip. Let's see what these are. Okay. HTML4. Let's try to read it out.
Web voiceover password, secure edit text, password, secure edit text, password rules, and one more item. Tooltip, password rules, list 3 items, bullet minimum of 8 characters. Bullet include at least 1 lowercase letter, 1 uppercase letter, 1 number and 1 special character. Bullet unique to this Chrome. JSer, web content. You are currently on a leaving tool close web React T entering web content. Password, secure edit text. Password rules. Minimum of 8 characters include at least 1 lowercase letter, 1 uppercase letter, 1 number and 1 special character unique to this website. Stop recording button. Voiceover off.
Interesting. 3. widget allows user to select one or more items from a hierarchically organized collection. So if it is tree, then define it as a tree, I guess, right? Tree grid, tree item, widget, and window. Tree grid. Element has been grid whose rows can be expanded and collapsed in the same manner as for a tree. Okay, a tree grid is a combination of tree and grid. Like a grid, the tree grid is made of rows, columns, and grid cells. Like a tree, parent node and the node tree are expandable and collapsible. Is there an example? No. Interesting. I have no clue what this is. Like a like a collapsible table or something? Maybe. Tree item. Yeah, tree item is item in the tree. Widget is abstract. Window is abstract. Tooltip. Okay, this is one interesting. We'll cover it. Okay, that's all for the ARIA roles. It's pretty interesting. Just so basically, there are some basic thoughts on this. Is that try to use the semantic HTML tags, and if it is too vague, it is too general purpose, then try to detail it with this ARIA roles and properties to make it more accessible. Some interesting things are like alert is interesting, and also grid. Yeah, if it displays some rows with the keyboard navigation grid, interesting, and also the menu stuff, I guess. And also there one is called, what is this? Tooltip. Yeah, I like the tooltip. That's it, I guess. It's a pretty long video, but anyway, hope it helps. See you next time. Bye bye.